no question. You ain't run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. Lightweight, baby. Oh, it's time to bleed this morning. Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. We're about to have a conversation because I just want to know. I just want to know. I want to know what you think. PBC versus Riyadh season. Who will have the better year? That is the question. We're not going to go away from that. We could put aside personal bias. We can put aside tribalism. And let's address the question. The question. Who will have a better 2025? So let's do this roll call because I'm really interested in what you guys have to say. All opinions welcome. Todd Swindle, G. McCall, Anwar Willis, Rod Neal, 704 Joe, Jarrell Freeman, Steve Elder, Mac, MJ Total Health and Wellness, Son of Tank, Big Block, Seen and Unseen Boxing, King Bonnie, The War Report in the building. My brother Michael Fleming, what's good? Oh, it jumped on me. Damn. KBGJ, what's good? 88 Sports Talk, Sam Mack, Snacks B, Joseph Curtis, Mr. Shelton. Freedom's March, my brother, what's good? Mark Heston, salute. I'm gonna drop a link too. I want to hear from the people. I'm gonna drop a link. I want to hear from the people. I want to know. Now, remember what I just said? I just said, put aside who you like, why you like them. Put aside personal bias. Put aside tribalism. 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 Y'all know why I do that. All around strong, my brother. Y'all know why I do that. Y'all know exactly why I do that. So let me just say this for the top of the show. All right. Let me just be very clear. All right. For those of you that don't know, for those of you that are new here, all right. Tribalism. First of all, who knows what tribalism means? Who doesn't know what it means? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay not to know. It's okay not to know. I'm going to tell you what it means. All right. Who doesn't know what it means? And it's okay. We all have Google. Back in my day, because I'm almost 50 years old, we actually had to pick up a dictionary or go to the library to learn something in silence. Now, the world is in the palm of your hand, so ignorance is a choice. So if you don't know what tribalism is, here is the Webster definition. The meaning of tribalism is tribal consciousness and loyalty, especially exaltation of the tribe above other groups. How to use tribalism in a sentence. All right, an example of tribalism. Tribalism can take many forms in our modern society. One prominent example of tribalism is individuals' strong affiliation with sports teams. Okay? Stop right there. Tone, what up? Whatever city you live in, you may be a hardcore, like in New York. New York and Boston and Philly are some of the most hardcore team fans that I've ever seen. The New York Yankee and Boston Red Sox rivalry never takes a day off. It never takes a day off. Back in the 90s, Knicks versus Bulls. No matter what, you're a Yankee fan. No matter what, you're a Knicks fan. No matter what. It's Knicks over everybody. Let me bring it over to boxing. All right? Let's not act like we don't see what it is. Al Heyman got into the sport of boxing over a decade ago. Razor, what up? And immediately, people were ecstatic. People were ecstatic. Why? A lot of fighters was running towards him because he was teaching them things. Clay King, what up? He was teaching them things about business. That's what we heard. He was finding money that fighters were entitled to. Stormy in the building, salute. I just got your text. Right? He was showing them things. He was educating fighters. And we was getting free fights on TV. Never forget, we got Keith Thurman and Sean Porter. That was a high impact fight. Pay-per-view worthy. I would have paid for that. We saw that on, I believe, CBS out here. That's Channel 2. I want to say that was 2014. And Eric A, salute. And what was the alternative? Y'all remember DAZN, the early DAZN thing? Y'all remember that? Y'all remember how DAZN goofed up? They didn't understand the American market. I remember having that conversation a long time. Well, I was still on Facebook having that conversation. I remember saying, I appreciate what DAZN's trying to do, but I'm not sure if they understand the American market. Americans don't appreciate boxing like that. So you're not going to bring this product in and have people pay $10 a month to watch boxing as a means to beat Al Heyman in the boxing market. Because what Eddie Hearn didn't understand, because he was their flagship leader at that time, what he didn't understand is that, BVO salute, what he didn't understand was that Americans don't love boxing like how Europeans love boxing, like how Canadians love boxing, like how Mexicans love boxing. So the American market, which is what he was interested in, that DAZN app at that time wouldn't work. And it didn't work because he didn't understand the market. That's why when I was at the Canelo Charlo press in New York, when I asked him, I said, what have you learned about the American market since you've been working here? And he said, that's a good question. It was a good question. And I wanted him to answer it. There was no shade. Listen, man, I've clowned him. I've held his feet to the flames. But that was a real question. I would have loved to, and he couldn't answer in 2 seconds. I know he couldn't. And I'm not saying that wasn't a gotcha moment. I joked about it, but that wasn't a gotcha moment. That I really wanted him to answer that question. Because what Eddie Hearn has done, he failed, but he failed forward. He's still in the American market because he understands it now. Andrew Gray, salute. He understands it. He understands it. He's learned. He's learned. You feel me? So by now, he's doing a good job. Why? Look who he's aligned himself with. Andrew, what up, Andrew? And I agree with that. If you're not failing, you're not trying. Exactly. Nobody rides a bike the first time perfectly. Y'all remember when your daddy took the trainer wheels off? Snoop, what up, Snoop? It's a mind game. You fall over a couple of times, and sometime during the day, it might take you a couple of days. Now you know how to ride. Now you're doing wheelies in the street. COE, salute. Arb Jones, salute. You got to crawl before you walk. You got to take the training wheels off. Eddie Hearn kept at it. And this is all I ever wanted. I remember when Eddie came into the market, the argument on Facebook, man, I don't miss those Facebook debates. It was stupid, man. Super Mag time, where you been? Good to see you. I remember there were people that were pro Eddie Hearn, and I'm not kidding on this, but I'm not going to stay on this conversation. Main biker, salute. I remember they were pro Eddie Hearn because they were pro Anthony Joshua. And they were anti-Al Heyman. And these were American people. They were anti-Al Heyman. And it wasn't weird. I know what it was. The anti-Al Heyman people, let's just say they weren't black. And when I was asking in the Facebook groups, like, yo, y'all don't even know Al Heyman. I knew who Al Heyman was for years. I knew he was in the music industry. I knew those concerts he put together were legendary. Y'all might not have known, but Al Heyman was a millionaire for a long time. And when he got into boxing and all these names started, the name Floyd Mayweather Jr. went and started working with him, I said, oh, this is something. He's going to shake some stuff up. And he did. He did. But we were getting free fights on TV, and I wasn't questioning money or nothing like that. That was a conversation that Floyd made popular in the boxing community. He was the first person to say things like A side, B side. We wasn't talking like that. We wasn't talking like that, but he did. Now everybody's this boxing aficionado, you know, super boxing brain. Just look on YouTube. Everyone's doing math, and they got whiteboards out with markers. Oh, do this and carry the one, and seats, multiply that by tax. Look, okay, if that's what you want to do it. That's not what I do. I'm not interested in that. But I was looking at the results. I said, look, I don't know what the problem is. We're getting free fights on TV. So what are you hating on Al Heyman for? And I didn't get any response. Okay, fine. You don't like Floyd. All right, cool. What else is the problem? The Charlos are running with Al. You know what I'm saying? AB was running with Al. The PBC was where it was at. Y'all remember this? And I said, well, what is y'all problem with Al? And they were saying it without saying it. He was black. And they wouldn't say it. They would say everything else that didn't make any damn sense without saying what needed to be said. Because they were cowards. I said, I don't know what I said, you're so accepting of this white man from the UK who's bad-mouthing our heavyweight champion, bad-mouthing Floyd, bad-mouthing everybody. He even bad-mouthed Bob Arum. And y'all didn't say anything. Y'all just so fixated. There was one dude, a black dude. Oh, what do you say? Eddie Hearn about to buy up all the PBC fighters. I said, well, Top Rank got fighters. Why are y'all not interested in what he's doing with Top Rank? What is this obsession with putting the PBC out of business? And no one could answer the question. So they were saying things without saying it. So I knew what it was. So by way of tribalism, I protected Al Heyman. Just like I did Adrian Broner, just like I did Floyd. Just like I did the Charlos. By way of tribalism. Because they were giving us a superior product a decade ago. That's number one. A superior product. That's number one. And number two, because they were black. I'm like, man, they're attacking these brothers. And they won't say it, but I know what it is. If Al Heyman was Al Martinez, we wouldn't be having this. I'd still be fucking with him because, you know, I love boxing. But here's what I also said in the Facebook group. I said, listen, if DAZN is owned by some billionaire Russian with endless pockets, and he's given Eddie Hearn access to it to do what needs to be done for the greater good of boxing. I don't care who runs boxing, because they were concerned about who runs it. They didn't care who runs it as long as it wasn't some black man that don't give interviews or don't talk. He just puts on. They didn't care. That's also where I had that conversation, a brief conversation with Rick Glasser in one of those damn groups. That was back in 2014, ladies and gentlemen. And I said, look, I don't care who runs boxing. Give me the product. But y'all are so fixated on putting Al Heyman and the PBC out of business. I mean, out of business. Like, they didn't want him around. I'm like, why is that? I know what it is, but they were too cowardly to say it. So that's where my tribalism came in, because I know what I was looking at. I know what I was reading. Fast forward damn near 11 years later, now the dust is settling. And now I'm saying things like American boxing needs to die so it could be brought up from the ashes again. Tank over there not happy. We don't know what the Charlos are doing. I don't know what they're doing. Al Heyman turned off his phone allegedly. We don't know what's going on. Tank fans thought that he was going to be fighting Lamont Roach December 14th in Houston. Psych. He's running around perming his hair and lace fronts and stuff. I don't know what's going on. And all I want is the product. They done threw Canelo a bag. Picture that. 10 years ago, you couldn't tell me that Canelo's going to be on the PBC. What the hell's going on here? He's content with his bag, and he has a bag. He's not even fighting David Benavidez. What planet, Rachel, what up? What planet am I on? Because this ain't Earth. Jeff Sparks, salute. If I miss you in the chat, know that I love you. Black Martial Arts, salute. So, do you understand why I said this thing needs to die? It needs to die. Because we don't know what's going on. Eddie Hearn fell in line, man. He said, man, we can't compete with this dude in the Middle East. No. He has an endless bag. He's talking to the fighters straight up and down. Gerard Harlem in the building. He's talking to these fighters straight up and down. He's going around us. And our fighters are saying, yo, let me go get that bag. What are we going to do? Yo, you know, breach your contract. Really? Oh, please. Eddie, you was offering me, Eddie, Frank, you guys was offering me a fight. I was going to make $200,000. Turk just offered me 1.2. Oh, we'll strip you of the belt. Strip the belt. Take the belt. I'm going to get this bread. I guarantee. What you going to do? You're gonna release me from Queensberry? You're going to release me from Matchroom? Go ahead. I'll be back. Jairo Patai already did that. He already did that. Yo, if you leave, we're going to take your belt. Take the belt. I'm going to get this Riyadh season money. I'll be back. And I'll be damned. Exactly, Stormy. He's running around. Tank Davis running around with the Shaw Brothers villain's haircut. Running around looking like wholesome sack. More on that probably Tuesday. The fudge is wrong. You know what's wrong with that kid? What we told you. But whatever, man. He damn sure looked like Ryu from Street Fighter. All he needs is a headband. Out here looking like Des Dickinson from 1985. Y'all know who Des Dickinson is? Used to play guitar for Prince. I want to be a mothernaire. Mothernaire. KBGJ in that super chat, much love. He said, failing doesn't make you a failure. Giving up does. Exactly. Yeah, I'm going there. Wait, hold on. Hold on, y'all. Nigga Shab is in the strong house over here. My brother, he said salute Drew. Hit the like button, everyone. Salute to you, man. Salute to you, brother. Much love and appreciation. Thank you so much. Hey, yo. Y'all don't know who Des Dickinson is? Y'all know the song 1999 by Prince? The guy that says life is just a party. No, the guy says, what did he say? I forgot. The guy singing with Prince on that song. Tank out here looking like Des Dickinson, bro.
It's kind of pretty before it gets started. Oh, Froggy when he Horton, he did ride Cambo. Froggy when he Horton, he did ride Cambo.
What? That's Tank. That's the dude singing with Prince on the song 1999. Tank out here like that. Life is just a party and party was meant to last. Lord, 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 Lord. But more on Tank probably next week, man. Listen, man. This nigga out here looking like Des Dickinson. Oh, shoot. Shout out to Des Dickinson, man. He played that guitar, man. Yeah, man. Shout out to Des. Life is just a body and body was meant to last. I want to be a mother now. You remember, y'all saw Purple Rain. Don't play with me. The dude on stage singing that song, Mother Nair. That's him. I want to be a mother now. Mother Nair, Mother Nair. Prince should ring walk to that. I mean, Tank, he should ring walk to that. Pessimistic attitude. Man, the 80s was something else, bro. Even the brothers was walking around looking like that. Want to be a mother now. Oh my God. Do not lose a Lamont Roach, man. I promise you. This kid F around and lose a Lamont Roach. Y'all know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna tell the truth. I'm just gonna tell the truth. I ain't got to say much but what happened. I mean, seriously. Lamont Roach is the illest underdog, man. That's like, you know what? You got to put $100 on Lamont. You got to do it. Just to do it. Just throw $100 on it. Just do it. Just do it. He's supposed to get knocked out. But what if? Ridiculous. But anyway. Mother Nair, Mother Nair. Shout out to Des Dickinson. But anyway, back to this. I did hear of one dude that put money on Buster Douglas when he fought Mike Tyson. And he goofed around and he picked James Buster Douglas by KO. And my God. Boss Musa said, you can't handle the truth.
Good night.
Take your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape!
He can talk? He can talk? This ain't about Tank, not really. It's about the PBC versus Riyadh season. But I just wanted to give you a brief background as to, Hen Dog, what up? Like, my experience as a consumer of the PBC, my support of the PBC because it was ran by a black man. I have protected the PBC. I've been called the hard ER, the N-word with the hard ER over the PBC. I've had arguments over the PBC. I've defended this guy. I've taken bullets for this guy. And for him to have vanished, and I'm hearing this from other fighters now. Other fighters are wondering who's running the PBC. And nobody knows. As a consumer, I deserve a response because I've helped the PBC pay its fighters with my money, my time, my attention. As a consumer, I reserve the right to ask these questions, which I am. You as a consumer reserve the right. What happens if you go into McDonald's and you walk in, they have all of the burgers there, but you say, okay, yeah, well, let me get that number 3. And it's like, yo, but you know what though? We ain't got no fries. You're like, okay. Okay. All right. So you go back the next day. Same thing. No fries. The next day, same thing. No fries. First of all, why are you going to McDonald's every day? You must want to die, but whatever. But like that day number 3, you're like, yo, man, where the fries at? And the manager comes from the back, say, yo, look, man, we're McDonald's. You don't ask us no questions. What? All right. Are you going to spend your money there? No. Can't tell people take it. Oh, my God. No. As a business, first of all, I want these bloody capitalists making all the money off of me. Do you know why? You know what I just said? You know what I just said? I want these bloody capitalists to make money off of me. You know how people say, oh, man, I don't want this person making money off me. BS. I want these bloody capitalists making money off of me. You know why? The more money they make, the more options they're going to give me. For example, Turkey Al-Sheikh is giving us great events, right? So the next event he puts together, are you not buying it? Are you not looking at it? Or are you saying, well, I don't know about that last event, man. That was kind of like trash. T-Hunt, what up? King Bonnie, salute. Remember that? This is kind of trash, man. I don't know. Are you saying that? No. I'm like, yo, what's next? The next Riyadh season thing we're looking forward to is what? The Bivol better be a rematch, right? Y'all saw that card. I'm like, what? Take my money. Take my money, man. I'm in. I'm all in. Let me ask y'all a question. Who's on the Tank versus Lamont Roach undercard?
Listen to this right here.
Okay? What's the co-main event?
Listen to this right here.
All right? How much is that pay-per-view gonna be?
Listen to this right here.
Okay? These fights got pulled? Which ones? Still buying it, the main event, but which ones got pulled? I didn't know that. Educate me. Matter of fact, here's what we're gonna do. The link is dropped. Y'all want to come on? You already know the deal. Turn your camera on. Let me see who you are. You weirdos don't come on here flashing your your weird parts. Turn your camera on. Let me know it's you. And we could discuss it. I just want to know, who? Oh, they told you 2 weeks ago. Okay. Let me know what's going on. Let me know, because I don't know. I ain't hear nothing about that. Young Abel in the building. What's good?
What's happening? How you
Good, brother?
doing this morning?
I'm chilling, brother. How are you?
So, man, I'm chilling, man. I'm doing pretty good. Before we get to the topic at hand here, I gotta give a shout out to Stormy B, man. But the sensei been giving me F pluses lately, and apparently I gotta get myself back into the classroom again.
Gotta get the class, man. Gotta get the class.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But let me just say this though too. The one thing I'll say about what's going on in the PBC is I tend to believe that right now the PBC is looking to try to get themselves out of boxing, and I think that Al Heyman is looking to try to, make a huge sale, in my view, try to get himself out of boxing. And I don't know who will invest in the PBC, or maybe have a business association with the Riyadh or whatever. But I tend to believe this. Remember a couple of weeks ago when you talked about Dana White possibly getting into boxing?
Yeah.
Think about this for a moment. If Dana White gets his hands in boxing, can you imagine all the things that he could do? If he links himself with Turkey Al-Sheikh, there could be some huge things that could change in boxing. Because then Dana White can put the pause on the sanction advisor and tell them, no, we do things this way. And all the fighters who've been ducking over the years, like Canelo and Tank, they can't duck no more, because then he can basically freeze them out and say, you won't get paid until you start fighting your contemporaries. Maybe that's the case.
It's a great thing for
I agree.
us. Yeah, because I'm not cool with look, man, I wasn't out loud about Tank when he fought Hector Garcia. He had other options, man. And there's no time to waste, man. You don't know. There might be another pandemic around the corner. We don't know. David Scott, salute. Gio James, Bronx on deck, salute. We don't know. We don't know. These fighters that have these fans, they're surrounded by their contemporaries. There's no reason for them not to be fighting each other. There's no reason. Like I haven't spoken on it yet, but I just learned that Boots signed to fight Stanionis. Good. If that's the case, I haven't researched it in total, but good. At this point, there's no light work, man. Not when you're surrounded by your contemporaries. Anything else is a money grab. Now I'm saying take my money, but I'm not going to give you my money uneducated wise. When I say take my money, Bivol, better BF, boom, give me that. Give me that. With a decent undercard, give me that. I want all of that. I want all of that. Don't give me Tank versus Joe Schmo. Don't give me Tank versus Lamar Roach. And I say that respectfully, no disrespect. But Tank has at least 4 other contemporaries between 135 and 140. He had options, and nobody was thinking about a guy that was in the division south of his. Why are you doing this to your fans? Now, his fanatics, they just like seeing Tank going in there getting it. You see what's going on with his fanatics, hair braids and perms and salute queen, all of this stuff. But those fans are not a representation of the sport that I love. You like seeing knockouts, but those fans don't care who he knocks out. But then you wonder why he has all these contemporaries running around. I am not in the business of giving these fighters credit for things that they are not doing. You have contemporaries. If you think Tank beats everybody, we're 5 years up. Why hasn't he fought them? That's the question. And all I see is finger pointing and word salad. I'm not into that. Get an A side, make these fights. And this is what we're dealing with the PBC.
Hey, Drew, let me make this quick point to Big Dog real quick. Let me make this point to Big Dog real quick, because he basically said in the comment section, he said that so that clown Dana White can start robbing boxers like he does MMA fighters too. Let me tell you about this real quick. At this point, because of the fact that Canelo and Tank have been robbing the bank over the last couple of years, they basically pretty much changed the entire landscape for the worse. Listen, I don't like how Dana White does business with the MMA fighters, but you know what the flip side to it is? He gives the fights that fans want to see. If you don't fight your contemporaries, you're not going to get paid. Simple as that. So, honestly, bro, we need somebody like a Dana White to really start putting the paws down on these fighters that are basically ducking their contemporaries and not fighting the fights that we want them to face against. I would want that because then I would basically invest more of my money to see these best fights. I'm not in it to watch, overwhelming matchups. That's not what we paid to see.
I agree, Abel. I agree. Bees, what up, Bees? I agree, man. Because you see what happens when you let the inmates run the asylum. That's all I'm saying. You don't get what you want. You get a whole bunch of hot talk. If I could hold Bob Arum's feet to the flames, how he protected Manny Pacquiao for about 4 years from Floyd Mayweather, I could hold Al Heyman to the flames. He was doing good. But as of late, I'm wondering what the F he's doing. And he's leaving people asking, is there money problems? What is wrong with Tank? Why all of this funny talk? What's going on with the Charlos? What's happening with the PBC? And all we're asking is for some answers. And some people are just so unconditionally immersed into tribalism that, they ignore all of this stuff. And I'm saying I'm not doing that because I've done it already. But it's to the point where can anyone explain what's going on with the PBC? Maybe some people know better than me. The link's in the chat. Tell me what's going on with the PBC, if you know. And you got to give me some concrete stuff that you got to tell me that you spoke to people in the PBC, like Blue Blood has. Checks and balances, man. NBA D Nice, salute. Corbin Phoenix, salute. Tell me who you spoke to. Don't give me what you think is happening. Don't do that. How can I believe what you say when I see what's being done? And that's why I asked the question this morning. Who's going to have a better 2025? The PBC or Riyadh season? We're getting a rematch just that fast. Bivol better be a rematch with a pretty good undercard. PBC is giving us Tank Davis. Had a little hiccup in December, but he's giving us Tank Davis in March. 3 months in, they just now putting on an event. 3 months in, okay, fine. And we're getting a Tank Davis card, and I'm like, all right, who's on the undercard? Don't you think the co-main event should be like working right now? We're in January. Howard, what up? Who's on the undercard? How many fights are there? It's just a question. We don't know. So if that's going to set the tone for 2025, I'm just asking, who's going to have a better year? Now, at no point did you hear me say, I want to see Al Heyman go out of business. You never heard me say that. I never will say that. There's just certain things that I'm watching, I'm seeing, that's leaving me with more questions. And it's not good. It's concerning. But cats can't tell me I don't reserve the right to ask about a product that I've been supporting financially. Martin versus Puello is on the PBC undercard. Okay. Now watch this. How many people in the American audience are looking for that fight? How many people in America, how many Tank fans know who Martin versus Puello, how many people know those fighters? See, this is a whole thing right here. This is a whole thing. You see, only in America, you see the pay-per-views. The opening card, there'd be like 5 people. By mid-card, there's people in the rafters. By the end of the co-main, it gets a little filled. By the main event, everyone's there. Which means none of those people came to see boxing. They came to see the main event. I don't think it's like that in the UK. If I'm wrong, is there anybody in here from the UK? I know PGH is here. You know, anybody else? Man, every UK fight that I've seen, right? Every UK fight that I've seen, those places, the place be rocking from start to finish. They accept boxing like how we used to accept boxing in the 80s. But between America's diet and you know, ADD and short attention spans, I mean, this was work, man. This was, you know, the food coloring in other countries is it comes from other food. Here, we're allowed to use chemicals, and they're linking the chemicals in cereal to why our kids are growing up with ADD and catching seizures all over the place. Oh, okay. Salute to you, PJs. I appreciate you. Thank you, brother. Thank you for the clarification. My bad. You get what I'm saying? So that's been going on for decades. So there's a reason why American boxing fans, the young ones, are stupid. And what I'm telling you guys is I'm not in the business of defending it. No, sir. There's a reason why they're stupid. There's a reason why they don't respect it. There's a reason. It all makes sense. Ravens Nation, salute. It all makes sense. We're the fattest country in the world. We're the most unhealthiest country in the world. And we got the biggest ego, don't we? Brother Cole, salute.
Hey, Drew, I got one other caveat I can throw at you, too. And salute to Cali and Nibble for pointing this out. Did you know that 28% of Americans are illiterate, that they can't read?
28%, that's a lot.
28% of Americans can't even read, brother. And I Googled that early this morning, and I'm like, good grief.
28%.
They don't even know how to read.
Right? But I bet you they can
Can't
recite.
even read.
They can recite every Negro lyric to the worst rap song in the world, even in the language I can't understand.
You ain't lying.
Even in a language that I can't understand. I can't speak nigga nonsense. I can't speak nigga babble. That's y'all rap music.
That sounds like Kodak Black right there.
These niggas is illiterate? No, thank you. Tyrell, salute. Ty Swindle, salute. No, thank you. And these are the people that come to our chat, and they're not typing in shorthand, ladies and gentlemen. That's how they talk. They're not typing in shorthand. Trust me, they're not. I have family members that taught in high school. And when they're correcting their papers, they're like, yo, they're typing in shorthand. I mean, they're like writing in shorthand, like how they text. They're not writing you like Y-O-U. They're writing the letter U. It's like, what are you doing? You can't go out in the world like this. High school. Greg Terrible, salute. Ramel Lane, my brother. High school, they're doing that. And this is all relevant. Because if it's like that there, what do you think we're dealing with here? What do you think we're dealing with here? Y'all think bro, listen. It's a failure all around. Look at the American economy. Abel just shared with you, 28% of Americans are illiterate. That's a lot, man. Look at our diet. Look at how a box of Fruit Loops, the ingredients is different in Europe than it is in America. And they've linked the chemicals to a lot of birth defects as far as mental. In us here. You dig what I'm saying? And then you come to YouTube and you're looking at these chats like, what is wrong with these kids? I just told you. PJ's big dog in that super chat, salute. He said, salute Drew, I'm from Pittsburgh. Hell no to Dana White, but boxing needs a change. Just not that guy. Stay on their neck. Salute. Well, you know what happens? Do you remember back in the day where you had a classroom and it was a snow day, but y'all were already in school? The teacher would leave the classroom and say, all right, don't make too much noise. I'm going to come back in here. And it takes a couple of idiots to make so much noise and goof up the class. And now the teacher comes back in there and now she's giving you work to do. This is what boxing is now. And unfortunately, boxing has had its time to fix it. And they haven't done it. So unfortunately, a guy like Dana White will come in and we'll get the fights that we want, but the fighters will be all pissed off. But they asked for this. And salute to my brother 88 Sports Talk in that super chat, much love. He said, I don't see how PBC has a good year. Most of their fighters that are fighting at the beginning of this year they might be the last time you see them until 2026. That's a fact. That's a fact because these dudes like to sit down all year long. Oh, wait a minute. I heard that they be asking for fights and they just can't get it. Because the latest thing is the PBC ain't got no bread to pay these boys. But I don't know what I'm talking about. The real OG Mr. Moss. Salute to you, good brother.
What's going on, Drew? What's up, Abel? How y'all doing this morning, man?
Good morning, brother. How are you?
A little bit under the weather, man. But
What's happening, chilling, brother?
I'm going to work my way through it.
Yeah, I already know, man. The weather's bugged out, man. And, yeah, I've been under the weather too. But, you know, we move. That's what we do.
Hey,
so give it to me, brother. What's your assessment?
First thing I want to speak on was, you know, those guys' undying loyalty to the PBC.
Mm-hmm.
You got, now, not all of them, but you got guys like the Charlo brothers, Earl Spence Jr., Tank.
Mm-hmm.
They done made so much money, man. You know, in such a short period of time that it's almost like they're just so loyal to Al Heyman and the PBC, even though they've become inactive because of the PBC. I just don't see how the PBC can have an even decent year. They can't. They ain't got no date for the Charlo brothers. No date for Earl Spence. No date for none. And who's still left on the PBC?
I don't know. I don't know. That's what I'm asking. Anybody, educate me.
I mean, besides those guys that I just mentioned. I mean, I used to know their roster, but I don't have a clue who's left on the PBC now. I know you had several people move on from the PBC, or else they would be eating ramen noodles because they can't get no fights. I mean, I'd be surprised, man, if the PBC put on any fights that's substantial to the boxing community. I mean, you never know. You got Earl supposedly coming back when they say March, April.
Something like that.
No idea about either of the Charlo brothers.
I don't even know who's training Errol, bro.
Right. We don't know nothing. Frank Martin, he's with the PBC. He don't have any date. I mean, I used to could ramble those guys' names off, man, but now and plus boxing done got so bad, man, that I don't even, if it wasn't for the LDBC, man, and the channels that I done got in the habit of watching, man, I'd be done with boxing, Drew. I swear I would, man. It just done got, it's sad. And like you said, with these youngsters, man, I ain't gonna say I ain't got nothing against these youngsters because I was young, but some of the stuff that they do and say, man, it's sad. This is what boxing has evolved to, and I can't stomach it. I barely can stomach it. Like I said, if I didn't come in here and listen to you and BF 78 and Blue Blood and a few others, man, I be like, screw boxing, man. I don't listen as much as I used to. I don't frequent the chats as much as I used to, man, because it done got so bad because of these fan bases, man.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah. It's like, what are we arguing for? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Listen, I jokes aside, I think the two best that were at 135 was Tank and Devin. And all I wanted was for those brothers to get together and work it out and see who was the better between the two. I really didn't have a horse in that race. I mean, we have a relationship with Bill, but it's boxing. It's boxing. We know how it can either work out in our favor or work out against Tank. I really didn't have any ill will towards Tank until his friends, I'm saying his friends, his fanatical friends, it's still weird behavior, man. It's weird. It's the goddamn Fruit Loops they grew up eating. And here's the thing, man. We actually should be partying and high-fiving in celebration that these two young brothers are the best, and it was going to be a mega fight. But then when politics got involved, what made Floyd Mayweather Jr. any better than Bob Arum when Bob Arum was dangling Manny Pacquiao in front of him for 4 years? What made Floyd Mayweather Jr. any better than Eddie Hearn dangling AJ in front of the American audience with Deontay Wilder for about 5 years now? 5 years. You get what I'm saying? What made Floyd Mayweather any better? He did that with Tank. The Lomachenko fight was supposed to happen 5 years ago. 5 years ago.
This is the thing. This is my biggest issue with the way they did with Tank. Floyd Mayweather, who is really nothing but name cachet now, he built Tank off of words, not actions.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, we know what we see when we see Tank fight. He a bad boy.
He's a bad boy.
Ain't no way around it. He a bad boy. But they kept telling Tank he's the best fighter in the world. You ain't got to do this and you ain't got to do that, Tank. You the best fighter in the world. This person can't mess with you. That person can't F with you. And remember, Drew, at first Tank wasn't confident in himself.
No, he wasn't.
At all. He was they set him up with a fight and he'll think they were trying to get him to lose. And eventually Tank started believing what they were saying to him.
Yeah. Right.
And
right.
He didn't feel like he had to prove it, especially to the fans. And then you take these particular fan bases that are almost, cult-like. You know what I'm saying? And they don't have no integrity. They take everything personal. You can't even just say anything about Tank, or and not just Tank. It's particular fan bases that the ones that always have to defend the nonsense that they fighter be doing. They all the same, man. They willing to jeopardize their integrity for these guys. And when I speak on stuff like that, man, I just think, if you willing to lie, cheat, and steal for somebody you don't even know, man, don't ask to shake my hand, because I know what's gonna happen. You're gonna rob me with the other hand. So
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's what the fan base has done evolved to, man. And it's just sad. That's just one of the things that pushed me away from boxing, because you can't even go under a video and comment, just voicing your opinion without these over-the-top fans just tearing you apart. And all you really want to do, just like this channel and 7, 8 and all we really want to do is just talk boxing and enjoy it. But the fan base has done screwed it up so bad, man. I just don't even like, you know, commenting on videos and stuff like that no more, man. It's just bad. And it's these youngsters. And like I said, I was young one time, man, but I don't know if I was that big a fool.
No. Never.
And another thing, that stuff that Tank be doing, and a lot of these other youngsters went carrying purses and you know, painting their nails and stuff like that. I honestly believe they don't think nothing is off about that, man. They don't necessarily. I don't necessarily believe they fruity or nothing like that. It just became acceptable. And you know, like I know, Drew, if you get on here and rant and rave about them being fruity or something, the Elemental P community protect them and tear you apart. So
you know,
it's acceptable for them to be that way, and it's really no big deal to them. But old heads like us and Abel and all of us that ain't with that type of crap, man, we sitting there looking at these guys with a side eye.
the behaviors become normalized, brother.
Yeah, it's normal to them.
And it's disgusting to us, but it's normal to them.
Yeah.
Tight pants, painted fingernails, loud colors. To me, it's disgusting. I keep telling these kids, back in the day in New York, in the Village, these kids dress today how the XYZ community dressed back then. That was them letting you know how they got down. You know, and this is some slimy stuff. You guys, you young kids are running around here wearing European style clothes. You know what I'm saying? Balenciaga. I mean, these guys, I honestly think that these people at these companies, what they're doing, and this is just a little sidebar, they're laughing, saying, let's think of the dumbest thing to put out, and I bet you these fools in the hood will buy it. I swear to God, if I see one more of you little N-words walking around with those what's that Rocket Boy? What's that robot kid? The Japanese cartoon with those big red boots? They actually sell those damn things.
Man, that's a mess, man.
Walking around here looking like Mega Man. This is crazy stuff, man. And I seen dudes in the hood wearing that stuff. Yeah, this is like it's a joke. They're clowning y'all, and y'all are living it up, paying thousands of dollars of that, and the first 3 steps of your house all broke up. But you got $1,000 pair of boots in your Astro Boy. Yeah. You got $1,000 pair of Astro Boy boots in your damn closet. You know what I'm saying? Y'all remember that kid Press in here? He made $30,000 a year, and he was about to drop $1,000 on a pair of jeans. I'm like, that doesn't make sense, young man. You see, things like that. Where are your priorities? Now, let's bring it back to boxing. Where is your priority as a supporter of the sport? Or do you support a sport? If you support a fighter, that's fine. But please stay out of my conversation when I'm asking your favorite fighter, as good as he. First of all, if I'm asking your favorite fighter to do anything, that means I hold them to a high standard. Let's start there. So if I'm holding Tank Davis to a high standard, I'm like, yo, look, all right. Why are his contemporaries walking around untouched by him? By him. Lomachenko, contemporary. Shakur, contemporary. Devin, contemporary. Teofimo Lopez. Well, I don't want him to fight Teofimo Lopez, and I already explained that yesterday, but he was there. Don't tell me at the Lamont Roach thing, oh, I'm going to smack him when I see him. You know what? That sounds noble. Well, noble and you don't go in the same sentence. That sounds like the thing to say. But you also said you were going to slap Devin when you saw him. And you did. You went to him and you spoke to him, and Devin was laughing at you. You know, you did to me was make a fool of yourself and make a whole bunch of YouTubers and social media people who had the video and circulated on social media. You made them a lot of money. I didn't even post it. I said, I thought he was going to slap him. I thought there was like a physical altercation. Nothing happened. I said, okay, so he showed up at the club, made some noise. was laughing and joking, and he went about his business. I said, what the hell was that? Oh, he got a fight coming up with Frank Martin. That was promo. And it was tasteless because that was way after we found out that Ryan Garcia was a cheater. And what made it worse is that was Muslim to Muslim at that point. That was haram. And you see people are running around sharing that, yeah, Tank, right? Tank is supposed to be Muslim. And you see, these are things that I speak on. Yo, why you hating on Tank?
Yeah, Drew.
Yeah.
Hey, Drew, my brother. His name is Abdul Wahid. Let's make sure we say it right.
I'll never call him that.
Exactly. I
exactly.
refuse.
Yep.
I refuse.
I agree. And you know what? You know why I say it in a joking manner is because Tank doesn't do anything that duplicates the Muslim faith. He hasn't even read any. I don't think he's ever even read the Quran or even prayed like 6 times a day or even celebrate Ramadan like the Haney's do. So how can I take that seriously?
Well, I'm gonna assume.
I'm gonna call him Tank. Just like Muhammad.
Everybody else call him Tank. I'm gonna call him what he wants to be called. I'm not gonna call him Muslim, though.
Hell no.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why I got offended. I'm like, what's wrong with this dude? He's playing. He could play in your face. He ain't gonna play in mine. Everything he was doing with it, and then to justify Ryan Garcia, it was a whole thing. And I don't want to make this about Tank, but I'm just saying he's the flagship star of the PBC, right? This is what we got to look forward to. Lamar Roach and what else in 2025? Okay, we got Benavidez versus Morrell. Great. I'm watching that. Past that, what we got? What we got? I mean, we don't know. And I have no faith. Canelo and who? What's Canelo doing? We don't know. Nothing yet. But you know what he's not doing, what we would like for him to do. The winner of Morrell and Benavidez. I don't know what he's doing. We do know he got his bag, though. Now, how the hell did Canelo get his bag and Tank didn't? Oh, Rachel, you going to that? That's going to be dope. How the hell did Canelo Alvarez get his bag, but Tank didn't? And I got more speculation. Let me be clear on my words. I got more speculation why Tank identifies with Ryan Garcia more and came to his defense more. But that's for Patreon, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all sign up to my Patreon. It's scrolling at the bottom of the screen right there.
Hey, Drew, but that just goes back to what I said a few months ago, man, about these guys not. I mean, one of the things that triggered me is racism. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And all the stuff that he do in boxing is secondary compared to him aligning himself with a racist. To me, in my opinion, I can actually overlook him, not really fighting the people that we want to fight, him pulling people up from lower weight classes, and that stuff is secondary. But then when he aligned himself with somebody like Ryan Garcia, and it's acceptable to him for Teofimo Lopez to call him a monkey. It's just a bare mention of him doing anything about it or saying a whole lot about that. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff that he does in boxing, man, is secondary compared to that stuff. Him aligning himself with people like that, it run me hot. You know what I'm saying? And that's my biggest issue with him. He's a tremendous talent, but man, I have a hard time standing. I love watching him fight, man, but I have a hard time standing behind that, man. I'm sorry.
Right. He was really quick when Devin did the interview with Andre Ward. I mean, almost instantly he took to Instagram. I mean, not Instagram, to Twitter or X, whatever they call it. But when Teofimo Lopez said what he said, he didn't say anything until the Lamar Roach, when someone had to ask him at the Lamar Roach presser, sponsored by Timu.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, wow, why didn't you run to Twitter when he said that? And he even said your name. He said, whichever monkey wants a banana. I'm like, yo. And I'm looking towards Tank. So you got all this stuff. You have all this burning vigor for your own. But T.O. and Ryan, you have a soft spot for. So when people ask me what's my problem with Tank, there you go. This is my problem with him. And he actually is a major part of this conversation because when you think of the PBC, you think of Tank. I was thinking of Errol, but we don't know what Errol's doing. I don't know what's going on. And I'm not really talking bad because we're not on here lying about him. If you can justify his relationship with Ryan Garcia, fine. If you can look past him not, getting on Tiafimo's bumper for calling him a monkey, fine. But now I'm asking, in 2025, what is Tank doing to hold down the PBC? Because you know what? Floyd did it. And let me ask the chat this. Does Tank Davis have a big enough fan base to maintain the PBC? I'm going to say no. You know why I'm going to say no? And y'all could disagree. I'm going to say no because there wasn't even enough people to hold down a goddamn Toyota Center in Houston.
Nope.
There wasn't even enough people there. Now, Tank would have did great at the door, but for whatever reason, whatever was going on there, they didn't have faith that they were going to get a full return on their investment. And I'm talking about the PBC as a whole. Hell no. And again, if you disagree, cool. You can click the link and explain your side. I'm not going to say you right. I'm not going to say you wrong. What I'm saying is the business side of it, if you think you know, that's cool. But I'm looking at what's happening. And you're just as confused as everybody else here. I'm not wishing ill will on Al Heyman and the PBC. I'm not. I'm just asking what the F is going on and who do you think is going to have a better year? Freedom's March, my brother. Go ahead, brother.
Yo, what's good? What's good?
What's going on now?
Not much, man. To the question of who would have a better year, I would ask which organization would put more power in the hands of the fighter. That's
okay.
I think Riyadh season would do that. You know what I mean? And the more people realize that, the more fighters realize it. I think they're going to get a lot more traction this year than the PBC.
Right.
I don't know, man. The PBC, I don't know what's going on with them. We have no idea what's going on. We know Al Heyman's sick, but who's running that day to day?
Bro, yo, who are their fighters, by the way?
They got Tank.
Okay.
David Benavidez.
Okay.
Is Canelo their fighter, or what's going on with that? Like,
I would hope so. They gave him like 200 mil or something like that. I would hope so.
How many fights? That's my.
I don't know. I think he's fighting. Isn't he supposed to be fighting William Skull?
I don't know.
I think Canelo is more of a partnership, kind of like Devin. You know what I'm saying? He can come and go as he please. He might sign for a couple of fights or something like that. And I guarantee you, I can't guarantee you, but I believe that Canelo gets his money up front.
Of course. Oh yeah. He's not stupid. He don't play that back end money and no.
You know, the rest of them guys who be put on a allowance and giving their money, you know, over time. They have to give Canelo his money up front. I know most of it.
Yeah.
So, man, I
That's
don't
why
know.
Tank is depressed now.
But you would think that the way PBC was supposedly set up, that, you know, with Al Heyman being a quote advisor, if they wanted to go make a fight with Riyadh season or with whoever they wanted to, they should be able to do that.
Yeah.
I just think it's blind loyalty, man.
Well, you have PBC fighters on a Riyadh season card.
Well, I'm talking about guys, the guys that made the most money at PBC, like Earl Spence and the Charlo brothers, and you know, people like that, Tank. these guys are extremely loyal to PBC. They ain't had fights. Errol Spencer been out the ring 2 years.
Yeah.
That's right.
And Charlo, Jamal have been out, what, 2 years?
Yeah. I mean, they're not very active at all.
At all.
It doesn't, and Caleb Plant, isn't he a PBC fighter?
Yeah. Yep.
So you got Caleb Plant, who's probably been the most active out of all, and David Benavidez. You got Caleb Plant, then David Benavidez. They're the more active.
Oh, not phenomenal Mexican. Deontay Wilder's not a PBC fighter.
Nope.
He's not.
Sure isn't.
He's not. He's independent. Yo, bro. That's what I'm saying. Tay Jones said that. He's not a PBC fighter.
Nope.
He's not a PBC fighter.
So,
you know what I mean?
In reality, I mean, they got 3 active fighters. One who is in more of a partnership, Canelo. Canelo fights twice a year. You know, David Benavidez, Caleb Plant, they fight pretty consistently. Tank, you know, is he still fighting Lamont Roach? Or because
yeah, I'm gonna say yeah.
We don't.
But
they're not even.
Let's say yeah. Let's say yeah. And let's say in March, he has an outstanding win.
And you know, if PBC were smart, they'd reach out to these channels that munch their babies, right? They'd reach out to them and get them to promote the fight heavy. But you can tell they're not doing that because even these so-called pro PBC, pro Tank channels, they don't even like cover that fight like that. They're busy covering all kind of other stuff. So I don't know, man. Like the press conferences, you know, those whatever you want to call them, they haven't been very active. You know, there wasn't a lot of money put into them. So I don't know. It's not looking good for the PBC.
Let me read the super chat real quick. He said, watch for the hook. Salute to you, brother. He says, you got to admire Al Heyman for going out on his shield and giving in. Here's the interesting thing, bro. When did he why, you know what? Why, if he went out? Because I don't know what's happening.
Right.
But why did he go out? What happened?
I mean, we don't know what, we don't have a clue what Al Heyman doing. For all we know, Al Heyman could be looking for investors and could already have investors as far as we know. You know, he might be them borrowed $500 million. We don't know, but that's the thing. We don't have a clue what's going on with the PBC, man. You know, I mean, I'm not loyal to the PBC. I'm not loyal to Top Rank, Golden Boy. I'm loyal to boxing.
Thanks.
And
don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong.
What I want.
I protected him when he was attacked racially. That's just in me. That's just what I do.
Right, absolutely.
You know, but now that the dust is settling and we're getting down to business and we're seeing the guy with real money funding these fights that we want, I don't know what the problem is with him. You know what I'm saying? With people accepting Turkey. To me, there's no problem. And I'm just asking what's going on with the PBC, because while Turkey's out here putting out, I'm looking at the PBC like, what you got? And you're giving me Tank versus Lamont Roach. I'm not paying for that, brother.
Nah.
I'm not.
Nope.
Mansa Musa, my brother, what's good?
Man, everything good, man. Hey, it's rocking today. I had to jump up this thing, man. Out of work, the little snow coming down, so I'm chilling.
Yes,
but
sir.
But that Al Heyman statement, me personally, Al is a businessman, so why would he go out on his shield? If anything, he'll latch on to what's gonna make him more money and to keep him afloat, and that's Turkey. So that statement was definitely boo-boo. The thing with Tank is, I think Tank is gonna be the next transgender fighter. He just letting us know what's going on.
Oh my God.
Which, if he make that crossover, he gonna be a mega star. You know, you can drop that wall real fast, bro, and let me finish cooking.
Oh, my bad.
Oh Lord.
It's just weird, man. But like I said, man, that stuff they do, man, is when I see pictures of him with all this nonsense and all these hairdos and stuff like that, man, I keep scrolling.
Man.
I just don't pay it no mind because it's acceptable to his peers. Now us guys on here, we didn't evolve with this crap, man. We still in the golden age of boxing. That's what we thinking about. That's why we so irritated by what's going on nowadays, man.
I mean, what's so hard with wanting him to actually put on an equal fight against somebody who really has a legitimate chance of beating him? What's wrong with that?
Well,
that's the only thing. That's the only problem I got with him.
I mean,
he don't want to fight nobody of equal standards. That's it.
Think about what, and again, y'all, we're on this. We're clowning and everything, but you know what? This is not a bully session. I'm looking for answers. And Tank, y'all say his fan base says he's the face of boxing, so let's go with that. Heavy is the head that wears the crown with the perm underneath. So if that's the case, what do we have to look forward to after this Lamont Roach victory? And I'm talking to the Tank fans. It's a real question. What is he going to do after March? You got March, all right, April, May, June, let's say July, the week of July 4th. Okay, he could fight again. Are we going to get, I mean, look, this is Tank. Are you going to get a Ryan Garcia rematch? Just to cash out? Are you going to give a Teofimo Lopez? Are you going to pull what Floyd Mayweather has done? Fight a bunch of Latino fighters because he sees more value financially in them? Are you going to do that? Tell me who you are. I already know. Or what are you going to do? Or what are you going to do? What is the main man going to do in 2025? How is he going to carry the banner of the PBC and make me respect his name? Because Lamont Roach, and again, I'm not disrespecting Lamont Roach, and I already said I hope he wins because that'll shake the sport up. We need that. That'll shake it up. This will be the epitome of a cherry pick gone wrong. I hope he wins, but y'all boxing brainiacs out here. This is going to be the first time I'm going to pay attention to numbers. I'm not a channel that does that, but this time I'm going to pay attention to the numbers, and all I'm going to do is compare them to his past events. You already done seen these press conferences. Everyone's looking like, yo, they're recording this from an iPhone. What is this? What's happening? What's happening here? What's going on? He's fussing with people in the audience. I mean, this is ridiculous.
I mean, you have to, I mean, you just have to. You have to give it to him. I'm talking about his fan base because they protect him blindly. You know what I'm saying? He's well protected. And this like I said a couple of weeks ago on BFTV channel, guys like Devin Haney, Earl Spence, Deontay Wilder, those are the guys that ought to be protected because
facts.
They make an attempt to give us everything we want out of boxing. Guys like Tank, man, like I said, man, it's disappointing to me because you could see how talented this brother is, man.
Yeah.
But in my eyes, the words that surround him don't mean nothing, man.
And I remind everybody, you never heard me say Tank was trash, ever. Never heard me say that. I'm mad with him because he's underachieving on purpose. And with each passing moment, I think he's afraid. Y'all did hear me say there may be something to him not fighting Teofimo Lopez when he was at 135. Remember when I asked y'all, why was there all this belt collecting at 135? Tank was there the whole time. How did he allow that to happen?
And then they asked him when they was calling out them names. He said no to Teofimo, and that was just confusing to me, man.
Man, come on. Teo's an absolute mark. He was supposed to put him in the dirt, but then more than I think about it, Teo ain't going to stand in front of him either. He's not. I even said George Kambosos wouldn't stand in front of him. He could box. George could box. So I'm trying to figure out, who is Tank fought with good foot movement?
I'm gonna say this about Tank, and this is just about the boxing pole. Them names that you just called, I don't believe they can F with Tank. It's just my opinion. I don't believe they can F with it, but it's something. I don't know what it is. I don't know whether he think they beneath him or, and then on top of that, for him to be a boxer who love money, man, this dude is petty. I don't believe he's scared of none of these guys, man. He honest. The thing with Devin Haney, when it comes to Tank and Devin Haney, man, I believe he think that if he don't give Devin a fight, it's gonna hurt Devin. Devin don't need Tank.
And that's dumb, yeah.
He don't need him, but Tank think that. This is just my opinion, and I've always thought that he think that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I ain't gonna give you no fight then. Like Devin's career ain't gonna go on.
Yeah.
And Devin is self-sustained, self-sufficient, and he a boss.
He
He don't need nobody.
And this is what I'm talking about. He on the PBC right now, not happy with opponents, not happy with money. And I don't hear any of that conversation from Devin Haney. Devin Haney don't win everywhere. Took short money with the Kambosos situation, but the result was him being the youngest undisputed champion in the 4-belt era. Made history. Well, had the red carpet laid out for him, for the Hall of Fame. All right. Technically, Devin ain't got to do anything else. You understand? So these are things that I'm looking at. And when I see T.O. fussing about how he's not touched the mill yet, and I see Tank, the face of boxing, fussing about money and, lying about he had a bigger deal than Floyd Mayweather, I'm looking at these kids saying now, wow, it's funny. Everybody wants to be Devin. Because Devin is successful resume-wise, and he's successful financial-wise.
Yep.
Man, they won't let Devin Haney rest, man. They won't let him rest.
And let me point this out, y'all.
He's the topic of all the discussions, man.
Word up.
And like I told BFTB the other day, I said, man, I get tired of hearing about Devin Haney every day. But you can't go nowhere. Even when you come in here, Drew, or BF or 7-8, that you could have another title up there. Somebody gonna come in the chat egging you about Devin Haney.
Yep.
They won't let the young man rest. He's got to be one of the faces of boxing.
Has to
He's
be
hated and loved more than anybody I've ever seen since Floyd Mayweather.
And let me remind the chat of this, because I've just been asking, and cats ain't gotta like what I have to say, but this is real. I'm be petty with this. What happened to Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury? What happened to our brother Deontay? That happened on the PBC's watch.
Yep.
Never forget that, y'all. That happened on the PBC's watch, and I was like, what the fudge is going on here? And they knew what was going on. How could they not? How could they not? Watch for the hook in that super chat salute. He said, Al Heyman holding the line at all costs is admirable, and is a life lesson to stay the course when there's adversity, but it may be bad for business. I get it, brother. I get it. And that's okay, Freedom's March. And I see you, Speed Demon. Salute, brother. But the thing is, I don't even know if it's over. Maybe he pulls out a hat trick. I don't know. That's why I was asking for an opinion. Right now, I'm looking forward to seeing what Turkey Al-Sheikh has in store for boxing. And I'm concerned about what the PBC is doing.
As fans, how can we ride with the PBC at this point? We don't have a clue.
Right.
We don't have a clue what they're doing, man. What's going on?
Right. And don't get it twisted. I'm not the type of person to be like, yo, they need to go out of business. Now, I need to explain myself here. I'm not saying Al Heyman needs to go out of business. I'm just asking what's going on so the business can be fixed. Now, when I say American boxing needs to die, I'm really talking about the fan base.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe boxing dying will force the way boxing businesses ran on our soil. Because I stand by this. Foreign fight fans are better than American fans. Canadians, Mexicans, Europeans, Argentinians, everywhere. They're better than us. We have low boxing IQ on American soil. It's ridiculous. We got all these people, you know, like we're having an educated conversation this morning. And you know, I'm not gonna be on too much longer, but somebody's gonna watch the replay and comment that we don't know what we're talking about and we're hating on Tank. No. I have my personal beef with Tank, but if he was carrying the sport, you know what I'm saying? That'd be great. But he's not. Shakira Field, salute. Queen Erico, I see you. NPR, salute. Elmo, what up? He's not. He's not even carrying the sport in a good manner. He can't do it. He can't do it, man. And, you know, what's going on, bro? And what does he do to turn heads? He's not donating toys to kids or whatever he's doing. He's perming his hair and going viral. And who's into that stuff? His followers. And what do we know about his followers? They dress like him, walk like him, talk like him. And how do we view his behavior? LGBTQ, XYZ, LMNOP. So we're all right is wrong is right, up is down is up. This is crazy stuff. This is crazy stuff. This is not the boxing that I came up watching at all. At all. This is ridiculous. I was a huge PBC supporter by way of tribalism once upon a time, but now the dust is settling, and I don't like the product. I don't like we don't know what's going on with Errol. I don't like we don't know what's going on with Jamel Charlo. I don't like the fact that they cut Canelo Alvarez a check up front, and he didn't even promise us a Benavidez fight. I don't know what that was. I don't know what's going on. That's what this live is about. I don't know what's going on with them. I'm not tearing them down. I can't tear them down because I don't know what's going on, but I'm seeing some stuff I don't like. So if cats want to jump up here and defend Al Heyman, you're free to do so, but please come with some facts. Don't come at me with something that you know because you do something relevant, something similar to relevant to business. That don't cut it for me. Tell me that you know someone from the PBC like Blue does, or knows a group of people from the PBC. And then explain to me this Amazon deal. Explain to me how you know the money's coming. Then explain to me why Errol Spence don't have a date, while Jamel Charlo don't have a date. And while you're at it, tell me why Riyadh season, we know exactly what's going on.
You know what, Drew, unfortunately, man, we powerless. We powerless against
We powerless. But people will come in here and hate on us and saying, oh, we're just hating. No, because you can't answer the questions. You know what I'm saying? We're hating, but these guys calling us haters can't answer the questions. I don't know what's going on.
I mean,
they don't know what's going on.
Believe it or not, as boxing fans, we being left behind. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Boxing is, you know, we on here, we voicing our opinion and our disdain for some of the stuff that's going on. But like I said, look what it's done evolved to, man.
And you see, OG,
there's nothing we can do about it. That's why I say, man, I handle boxing with a long handle spoon nowadays, man. And
you see, OG, and this is what I'm saying. What people don't understand is it's not like a aha, we told you. It's coming from a place of concern. Like, yo, we don't want PBC to fail. We're asking what's going on because we don't know what's happening. And while we're trying to figure that out, there are people like Rick Glasser high-fiving, talking about, oh, I told you so. Listen, man, I was accused of hating on Al Heyman. Me. And the brother told me, he's like, man, I don't see you going at, these others, these non-blacks, for what they do. I said, well, you don't watch my channel like you say you do, brother. I said, I am not an Eddie Hearn fan at all. Go put his name in my search engine on my channel. Find the positive. You'll find one video, and that was just last year. Because when he does something good, I'm going to talk about it. And what was the good? He buddied up with Turk Al-Sheikh. Frank Warren, same thing. So they understand the business of boxing. So why is Al Heyman not on the phone with Turkey? Say, all right, let's do some business because I'm gonna need some help. This back end money and stuff, it's not working out. I gotta get these guys paid. And you're sick, I'm sick, but if these guys need to make money and go to the next level, let's do so. He didn't do that. Now, how the hell Bob Arum knew to do that? Eddie Hearn knew to do that. Frank Warren knew to do that. And Al Heyman sitting there like, huh? Come on, Errol could be fighting. He could be fighting last year, off the strength of Turkey Al-Sheikh. What's going on? Xavier, what's good, brother?
What's going on, champ? How's everybody doing?
Chilling, man. Talk to me.
Yeah, man. So, I've been hearing what's wrong with boxing for a long time, and I got the answer, man. What's the difference between boxing, the NFL, and basketball, the NBA, and baseball?
Boxing.
They're all professional sports, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Drew, can you go ahead and walk onto the New York Mets right now, or the Yankees? Can you go and play for the Yankees right now?
Hell no. Unless they want to lose.
But you can become a professional boxer today.
Yeah.
With no problems whatsoever. You go down, get your medicals done, you can become a professional boxer today. Mm-hmm. The problem with boxing is that anyone can go ahead and do it. There's no standards. We don't have kids that do this in high school and then go to college and then maybe get a chance to become a professional boxer. They can get away with paying guys $600 for a 4-round fight, $800, if that. You know what I mean? Maybe $1,000 if you're lucky, and that's where you stay. There's only a handful of fighters that really make over $100,000, and that's the biggest problem with boxing. Anyone can do it. There's no really we don't have any value as a sport. You know what I mean? The reason why Dana White in the UFC is so successful is that he doesn't let anyone just come into UFC.
Right.
If you want to join the UFC tomorrow, you can't. You have to be good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the problem with boxing is that everyone's so fucking money hungry. You know what I mean? That anything that comes up with money, they're going to stick to it. You know what I mean? They're going to stick to avoiding the top fights because as long as they can make money fighting Miguel's, that's all you're going to get.
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem in boxing. And they're going to get away with it. Because, we don't hold them to a standard where you have to be good to become a professional fighter. You don't even need to know how to throw all 6 punches to become a professional fighter. Y'all know that? As long as you pass the medicals, you're good.
All you need is to look like Ryan Garcia and have a popping ass social media. And if you could fight a little bit, they're gonna keep you away from all of your contemporaries while talking about them, while the man that's in charge of you is generating all of the revenue. And that's boxing.
That's boxing because boxing is a broke man sport. You know what I mean? The boxing is a broke man sport. It's just what it is. You know what I mean? It's just like, and this has been going on for many, many years. I always like it when I hear people say, oh man, this never happened back in the day. Yeah, it has.
Yeah.
We never got Lennox Lewis versus Riddick Bowe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We never got Ray Mercer versus Mike Tyson.
Come on now.
We never got Chavez versus what's the guy from San Diego? I forget his name. Terry Norris. You know what I mean? Heck, and I'm not hating on Senior Chavez. I mean, he's a great fighter, but if you look at his resume, he fought a lot of guys with 0-13 records. Can you imagine if Canelo or Tank or Devin Haney would go fight someone with an 0-13 record right now? The backlash they would get.
Yeah,
so it's
that's the other part of it. they'll get a bunch of backlash, but they'll also have a bunch of suckers out there supporting it.
Yeah,
exactly.
yep.
But see, you know, we never got Mike Tyson versus versus Tommy Morrison. What's the guy that knocked out? Ray. We never got Mike Tyson versus Ray Mercer. And I'll tell you right now, Ray Mercer would have freaking stretched Mike.
That
You know what
back
I
then,
mean?
yeah. And I know it's unfathomable to think of, but a lot of these kids that were born in the year 2000, all you know about Mike is highlights.
Yeah, you never saw Mike versus David Tua.
Come on now. There was a
Bro,
lot. Mike had a lot of kryptonite out there. And that's
boxing
what
has
I'm
been
saying.
consistent as a ducking sport because it's a broke man sport. As long as you are generating money, they're gonna keep you away from the people that can possibly beat you.
Because
You know
it's
what I mean?
bottom line, which is why it took 4 years, damn near 5 years, to get Manny versus Floyd.
Bro.
Hey, I'm gonna say this right here. OG Mr. Martin, I know you probably remember this movie. You remember this movie called Digstown?
Digstown.
Yeah.
Go watch that right there. And this movie called Gladiator, not about the fighting, but the boxing Gladiator.
Yeah.
That's basically what boxing is. It's telling you in the movies how boxing get down.
Yeah. I mean, that's just what it is, bro. I mean, you know, they've been talking about boxing being controlled by the mob for many years. And, you know, the mob now looks like, you know, Eddie Hearn, Turk Al Sheikh, the PBC, Oscar De La Hoya. That's what it looks like. You know, we were accustomed to think that the mob looked like some old Italian dude back in the day, but I mean, it's the same thing, bro. Like, listen, as long as boxing allows anyone to become a professional fighter, we will be stuck in this 20 years from now, same fucking thing.
Well,
You know what I mean?
it's going to take, and this probably will never happen. It's going to take some senator or congressman's son or grandson to get effed up in boxing before they go hard on trying to get a commission in boxing. The only person that we ever had to do that is dead. That's John McCain.
John McCain almost did it.
Yep.
Yeah. I tell you when things are gonna, I don't know, maybe they might change, is when one of these senators or these presidents or these famous people, when one of their white grandsons gets in there and gets killed or brutally hurt, then they're gonna either call for a ban of boxing or for a different type of qualifications of becoming a professional fighter. You know what I mean? That's when things are gonna change. But as long as we are where we're at, we're gonna be talking about the fights we don't get over and over and over again because this is where we're at. We got guys fighting for $800. If you become a professional football player tomorrow, you're an instant millionaire for the rest of your life. You get a stipend every month. As long as you are a professional football player for one season, you get a stipend for anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000 a pension plan. I mean, not stipend, for the rest of your life. And boxing, if Tank or Canelo or Devin were to retire tomorrow and lost all their money, they have no retirement plan, no 401k, nothing from boxing. Boxing don't give a fuck about these fighters, bro. You know what I mean? They don't. And I'm not trying to speak up for Canelo or Tank or any of those guys. And I'm not saying I understand, but I see why they move the way they do, because boxing doesn't give them any type of future benefits. If you're a basketball player, bro, the benefits for basketball, you get medical, dental, life insurance, you get 401k, you get a 401k with a trust. Boxing, you don't get shit. You know what I mean? What you get is what you get that night. And that's it. Or in pay-per-view. You know what I mean? And there's a very, 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 very little fighters that actually make money.
Yeah.
And the guys that actually make money.
And Heyman having to take care of Pritchard Cologne out of his pocket.
But yeah, I mean, that you got him taking care of Pritchard Cologne. I know that the WBC is taking care of Joe McCullough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that should not fall on a promoter
Right.
or on or on a sanction. It should fall on the sanctioning fees, because the one thing that Earl Spence said, and he actually spoke up for Canelo in this one aspect. He spoke for boxers like Canelo and him. He's like, okay, you're gonna give me $25-50 million. You're gonna freaking take $300,000 of sanctioning fees. Where's this money going? Fuck,
Can
we
I ask
doing
you a
with this money?
question? Can I ask y'all a question? I asked this early in the week. Where the F is Floyd Mayweather in all this?
Floyd, I don't even know what Floyd's doing, bro.
He ain't saving boxing. He ain't paying it back. He ain't paying boxing back for being blessed to him, for being a blessing to him.
Nah, man.
And this is why I think American boxing just needs to die.
When you you putting back into something like that, it means nothing to me. It means
Lord is one of them sewer creatures that you see in London that they pull out that just look wild and crazy, looking like a dang on alien or something. That's what he is right now.
The money that they take out of those sanctioning fees should be going to retirement funds, paying for the medical and dental. Let me ask you a question, Drew. You work for the bus company out in New York, right?
Yep, transit.
Okay, transit, right? You get medical and dental benefits, right?
Sure do. Popping
right?
too.
And you pay for them every 2 weeks when you get paid, right? It comes out of your paycheck.
Yep.
And they never fail you, right? And also when you go to the doctor, you show them your card, you're good. You get the statement at the end of the month, every month on the dot, right? Boxing don't do that. They don't do that. And it's a job, because you actually pay more in taxes in boxing than you get paid on your regular job, right? If Canelo made $100 million, right? Let's just say that he made $100 million. You know that Uncle Sam takes 40 million of that?
Oh, of course.
Yes, sir.
So where do those 40 million go? Like, why don't we? $40 million is a lot of fucking money, bro. You know what I mean? And he's fought multiple times. Floyd Mayweather fought for $350 million, for God's sake. How much did he take home? How much did the government take from? How come boxers don't have a pension plan? How come they don't have that, bro? Like, this is why, and I know we're going off topic a little bit, but it's got to do with why we have the things going on. That's why fighters are so reluctant to fight each other, because they're trying to keep the money that they do make.
At the same time, they have to be business savvy.
Yeah.
And there's truth to everything you're saying.
Yeah,
At the same time, they have to be educated on how money works, and they have to be looking 5 years ahead, 4 to 5 years ahead. The trade-off, you're right, is that's why they're reluctant to fight one another. However, once you reach a certain status, as supporters of the sport, with that in mind and being sensitive to that, they chose to do this, not us. And they're great at what they do, not us. And we're paying. We're paying for this entertainment. And if you're not going to do it, that's fine. But get out the way then.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, Drew. I get what you're saying. But being from the other end, right? You know what sucks? Like, when Deontay Wilder lost to Tyson Fury, how many fans the next day say, "Nah, I knew he was never any good"? They were supporting him until he lost.
Of course.
So as a fighter, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Because these fans are gonna roll with me as long as I'm doing good. But if something happens to me, they ain't gonna roll with me. You know what I mean? That's a fighter's mentality. You know what I mean? And they're gonna try to make as much money as they can, because there's nothing that's gonna take care of them, because boxing's business is fucked up, bro. You know what I mean? That's just facts.
I agree.
And Al Heyman put them in a position where he at least educated a lot of them, from what I understand.
No,
and
yeah,
I
he
appreciate that.
did. He tried to do that, yeah.
I appreciate that. But with that being said, Bring the conversation full circle. Everything you said, absolutely true, 100%. With that being said, what's going on with the PBC? All that education. The fighters know. They've learned. What could we expect from the PBC in 2025, and is it going to be a better product than Riyadh season? I'm going to say no.
Absolutely not.
You know what? I'm gonna say this. It just depends, right? Because I ain't gonna lie, PBC the last couple of years have had some really outstanding shows. I'm gonna give that to them. You know, we had Caleb Plant versus Canelo. We had Caleb Plant versus David Benavidez. We had Tank versus Ryan Garcia. However we feel about the situation, it happened, right? It was a big fight. We had Earl Spence Crawford. You know what I mean? We had last, whether we like the Canelo fights or not, I mean they're big events. He's fought a few times on them. So I mean there's been some good fights, you know what I mean? This year, it looks like Riyadh season, the way they even promote, and I mean I don't know if you guys been to a fight of Riyadh season, but I have. I went to go see the last Crawford fight. And let me tell you something, man. They done changed the game as far as the entrances, the vibe of the fight. You feel like you're watching a superhero come out of there. You know what I mean? Out of the back room. But if PBC can play the cards right, they can definitely compete with them. But I don't know. It just depends on how they move forward. You know what I mean?
At this point, they need to be assimilated like the Borg, like how Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn and Bob Arum. Quan, you pulled up a little late. I asked that. He says Turkey should work with Al. The thing is, Turkey don't need Al. And it's looking like Al needs Turkey. It's looking like that. Not sure. So I don't know why Al wouldn't just work with him like how everyone else is. You know what I'm saying? Forget y'all remember the 5 versus 5. It could be a 4-way dance. Top Rank versus PBC versus Queensberry versus Matchroom. I would pay for that.
Oh yeah, dude, all day long. I mean, they all in a sense need each other, one way or another. You know what I mean? One way or another.
Think about that. You know what? That's gonna be. Now I done said that. Now watch some channels that are ear hustling. Put together some. I'm gonna put together a super card, a 4-way dance with their best fighters, and see what I could come up with. And it'll be an imaginary card. But now that I said it, someone's gonna fucking do it.
What's the next Riyadh season card? Is that Bivol versus Beterbiev?
I think that's the next one. That's the big one.
Bro, the undercard, did you see that? You got Virgil Ortiz versus Badgeronov?
Yeah, that undercard is crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah,
undercard is crazy, bro.
Just think about the last one with Deontay Wilder versus Zhang or whatever it is.
Yeah, that 5
That was the 5 versus 5.
Man, bro,
that was incredible.
Bro, it reminded me of Survivor Series, bro. Like, I love their card because you got, listen, Floyd Mayweather put a narrative out there that if you have, as long as you're undefeated, that's all that matters in boxing.
That's cap.
Yeah, that's cap. Riyadh season is changing that. Because, okay, Deontay Wilder has 3 or 4 losses, but he's still fighting, and he's fighting at a high level. And bro, you lose, that's part of the game. Like, who cares? Man. You know what I mean?
It's part of the game.
It's part of the game, and and people are still paying to watch him because, in a sense, he's changed that narrative. And even though with Canelo, he's kind of changed that narrative also himself. Devin Haney's on his way to change that narrative himself because he lost, whether he got cheated or not. It doesn't matter. You can always come back and still fight at a high level. Like losing, that's just part of the game. You know what I mean? You know, and I like the fact that they got these top fighters fighting each other. It's like, it almost reminds me like Survivor Series, bro. And it's awesome. Bro, I could sit there and watch boxing for 2-3 hours. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but not everybody's like us, bro. And that's the funny part. Well, not the funny part, it's obvious. But yo, listen, I gotta head to the plantation, man. Salute to all of y'all, man. OG Mr. Mark, man. Let them know where they can find you, good brother.
You can find me here on YouTube, OG Mr. Mont, or you can find me on Instagram at Mr. Mont. Salute to the mighty LBC. Appreciate you, Drew. Holler at you, Xavier. Holler at you, Master Musa. Y'all guys take it easy.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. You guys be good. You guys see that picture of Tank looking like a gay version of Cat Williams?
Yeah, I got a lot to say
He's the
about
new
that.
transgender fighter. He's making his
Yeah,
transition.
He's making the transition.
Monster Moose, let them know they can find you, brother.
Oh man, y'all already know, man. I'm only a text or a phone call away, family. I'm easily found. Appreciate you letting me come up here, big bro. Be safe at work today. Have a good day. I'll probably text you later on. I got something to tell you anyway. But other than that, man, appreciate y'all. Love y'all. It's all good. 2025 is on. Can't wait for the next week for us to get up. But I told Blue I'm probably gonna pull up at his fight thing he got going on in Atlanta because it's only right up the road for me. But it's all good. Holler at me, y'all. 100.
No doubt, brother. Xavier, let them know they can find you, good brother.
Right here every morning on Drew's show.
No diggity doubt, man.
With Miguel.
No doubt, brother. Much love. Yo, man. Don't get it twisted. I don't want Al Heyman to fail. I don't want the PBC to fail. I want boxing to win in its entirety. I just want to know what's going on. But salute to everybody in the Venmo, the Zelle, the Cash App, the Super Chat. I might do pep talk tonight. I'm not sure. Depends on how I feel. You know what I mean? And it is what it is, y'all. And keep the chemicals out your head. That's all I'm saying, man. You have a good weekend.
Okay, have a crappy weekend. Hope your house burns down.
Move! Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.